Greetings, fellow Watford fans. Omar here, and it's time for the YouOrns Monday Focus on Birmingham versus Watford. That will take place tomorrow in Birmingham, as it will be a reunion of sorts with a couple of former Watford friends. Of course, our old friend Troy Deeney leading the line for Birmingham City these days, his hometown club, the one that he supported since he was knee high to a grasshopper, and of course the former Watford skipper as well, another former Watford skipper, in John Eustace, who is now the manager of Birmingham City. They will be welcoming Watford tomorrow night. It will be a quite physical affair between these two, and Troy Deeney will be definitely looking to leave a mark on a few of his former Watford teammates in what should be a very physical affair in that match that we will be seeing tomorrow. Birmingham coming off of a 1-0 defeat to Cardiff City over the weekend. They've had a quite busy start to their season. They've already played 4 games, and one of those in the EFL Carabao Cup, in which Norwich City dumped them out of the cup on penalties the other day at Carrow Road. And in the other games, of course, they've been all championship. Birmingham looking to solidify a higher place in the table in the early going. They started the season with a 0-0 draw at Luton. Then they won a game to get 3 points on the board. And then over the weekend, as I said, they lost at Cardiff. They'll be looking to bounce back, will Birmingham. Watford looking to keep things going after a very good start, despite not playing well, Watford, in these games, except for the one against Sheffield United to open the season. Watford not playing well at all in the game against West Brom, played better in the game against Burnley, but in the second half of that game were made to sweat for the entire second half. Had it not been for the excellence of Hamza Chowdhury and the excellence of Daniel Backman, it could have been a different story. But Watford held on and moved on. And they will be without their left back, Hassan Kamara. So look for Rob Edwards to revert to the system that he had prior to the formation shuffle in the game against Burnley. You look here now, you could probably expect what we've seen a lot of, probably more 3-4-1-2 or 3-4-3, if you will. As far as Watford are concerned, expect Sema to start on the left. I'd probably think now, if you're going into a 3-4-1-2, you probably have not Sema on the left, you have Sema back on the left side, on left wing back side, and you probably have Keenan Davis coming in to start. I'd imagine he'd come off the bench and start this game, and you'd probably have Sarr as his strike partner, maybe in that other slot. In those two, you'd have João Pedro, I think, probably right behind them, that triangle. So João Pedro probably sits just behind the two of them. And then you have in the midfield, of course, Cleverley and Chowdhury, and you'd probably have Kayembe as well. And then, as I've said, and you probably have Sema as well. It'll be probably 3-4-1-2. I think will be your back three when you have Cavacelle and Cathcart and Sierralta. That's probably what he's going to revert to, Rob Edwards, in the formation. Birmingham's formation is going to be quite similar. They're going to probably go for a back three as well, make it 3-4-1-2 for them. From what I see from them, they probably are going to have Bacunia, who I forgot where he played. He may have played at Cardiff in the past, or may have played at Brighton in the past, whichever team he was on back in the day. But Bacunia is a Birmingham player now, and he'll probably sit behind the strike partnership of Scott Hogan and Troy Deeney. Troy Deeney is the captain for Birmingham these days as well, the club captain. And so I expect that he will start. I expect that you'll have Scott Hogan starting alongside him. And then right behind them would be Bacunia for Birmingham. That's probably how they're going to look in their front three. They're 2-1 going forwards there tomorrow night. Birmingham are going to be lively. They're going to be at home. They're going to have that home crowd behind them. They're going to be extra up for it. I think the whole team will be extra up for it, particularly Troy Deeney, knowing that the opponent is the one that he played for nearly 12 years of his career. Legendary Troy Deeney, and he'll be going to give it everything he can. And while they are his friends off the pitch for those 93 or 4 minutes tomorrow night, they will be anything but, and you will expect, I think, a full-blooded tussle here. Watford players are going to have to keep their mentality in check. Of course, As I talk a lot about mentality, it's an important thing. I know it gets overstated and overused, but it's still nonetheless important in every one of these matches. And Watford are going to have to keep cool heads tomorrow because I think Dini will be trying to rattle a few players. And a lot of these players that will start tomorrow are not familiar with Troy Dini in terms of playing with him. I mean, you'll probably have, as I said, players the likes of Keenan Davis starting these games. And as a matter of fact, I mean, it will depend upon what Rob Edwards tells them because even if there are lots of Watford players starting these games, I can imagine tomorrow night particularly, they will be schooled again on the importance of keeping calm, sitting in a position of keeping the game in front of them and not sitting deep in these games, which they've done in the last couple at least. I expect that Watford will give this one a full go and soak up that pressure from Birmingham that will get the first 15 to 20 minutes and then try to counter attack and provide some opportunities. That defense cannot sit with such a low block because I think it's important that they create some distance, and Daniel Bachmann will hopefully be able to orchestrate a lot more. The distribution has to be better from Bachmann, although he was so good last week. His distribution at times in the first half of the game against Burnley was not as sharp as it needed to be. And Tom Cleverley is going to have to continue to play the kind of midfield that he played against Burnley the other night. I expect that he will start despite the injury that he had. He looked like he was okay when he came back to the Watford bench, but we'll see what happens in this one. It should be quite an interesting clash. I think for Watford here, I think they're going to steal a game here, Watford, because I think Birmingham will be up for it. I think that there will be a lot of attacking options for Watford now that they've got Bio and they've got Keenan Davis and João Pedro and Sarr. And so I expect now that they will go on, and Renai as well, Ray Renai. So I expect that Watford will find a way through here and get past Birmingham, but it's going to be a close game. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I expect Watford grinding out a win here against Birmingham tomorrow. This has been the YouOrns Monday Focus.